Anything
I kind of like this. I'm also okay with that. The downside, obviously, of this is that you are looking at a scenario where your 2v2 is a lot worse because you're going for double AP. Also, just looking at it, right? Like, it's an, again...
But, I mean, this is a squishy comp from GenG, but also they have a lot of damage.
There's a lot of circles as well.
Yeah, so I feel like it's one of those games where you can just get exploded. You know, even though the Ryze and the Lilia feel...
When it comes to trying to ever engage onto anyone, has already been highlighted, was already hard.
And I mean, in Barrel's defense.
Oh no!
Okay.
No, not a jungler.
Lucid's getting duroed. Oh dear.
Right,
Well, watch out. Eve is looking for a turnaround. Yeah, he does manage to hit that level 2.
Crazy. He is going to clear 3 camps while Lucid has cleared 1.
Yeah, that is absolutely ridiculous. The Barrels are also going to connect onto ShowMaker here. Shu's down to 200 health as well. Barrels making his way forward, though. There's the flash! Nailing the stun from the passives. Can they take down Chovy? That's the question. The answer is going to be absolutely yes. Shu on the board. And just walks in and steals it away. And he doesn't... Okay, he does actually smite it away. As ShowMaker's going to have to flash, but the Rune Prison is down.
Barrel's on his way.
To land a lot of damage here. As Canyon still with the flash does use it here. He's going in! Lucid immediately getting out of there as Duro, the flash heroic charge. Well, he's got all... he also has a passive that works like a button, so it's like he's got 3 levels. As Keen, he's bearing the brunt of it as the Barrels are doing a little bit of work here. He still has flash and still has...
moment. in case you're not sure, as
this is where the flash happened.
It was in fact Shiu just getting on top of Ruler as Maganar. So good call there by Ruler.
So it wasn't so
good job, Alistair.
It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. As Ruler takes a fair bit of damage from that double up here. As Duro's the one that's copping the brunt of it. In goes Lucid. I think Duro is definitely dead, and there he goes. 2-0 up now for DK, and despite the fact that GenG found some decent angles in the early game in the jungle was kind of good, this is not quite working. It's Chovy with an absolutely gorgeous charm to turn it around. I was mid-sentence, GenG. Let me praise DK.
In that bot side skirmish, Chovy punishes him hard.
Well, there is a make it rain in a bullet time as aiming is flashing on top of Ruler, and he finds the extra autos, but he trades it 1 for 1. Keen. There are a lot of scaling elements, I guess, on both sides. You know, Ryze will be doing more and more, although he will be doing a bit of dying here as Stranglethorns goes down. He does flash away, but it's not going to be enough, and he's going the wrong direction as everyone gets sleepy. Canyon going to be going down as Chovy has to get himself out of their bowling ball. It's been a while since I've been worried about a jungler taking grubs by themselves.
Yeah.
As this flash from ShowMaker, man. This is exactly the energy we were talking about. Flashes in, basically guaranteeing his death. As you point out, I think that aiming not quite getting the combo there, but as long as now the lead for Lucid is a lot less bad as in we go.
Yeah, Realm Warp to bring ShowMaker towards his top lane as Keen is pretty tanky, to be honest. He is getting taken down lower and lower, and there is the combo from ShowMaker to lock that one down. Chovy turns up, misses the charm though. Canyon with a lot of damage as ShowMaker the first one to go down. Chovy almost surviving. Manages to utilize the Q, but it's not quite enough. And Barrel limps his way out another 1 for 1. 1 for 2. I tell a lie, as Keen had fallen down earlier. Maybe it's a 2 for 2, as now Duro going to move in, pushes Shu back, doesn't manage to get the full hop, and I think is going to pay the price. Ruler locks that one down with the Q doing that extra damage.
And it just fell flat in this scenario, so the dive was very slow, which gave time for GenG to move and react, but you can tell they're just trying to avoid taking too much damage. I think Barrel thought he had aggro there, so he queued away. But in the end, he wasn't the one with the aggro initially. Chovy turns up, but as I said, no ultimate, doesn't end up hitting the charm, and it's mostly Canyon who makes this close, but doesn't quite have the damage to kill Barrel, and the last plant hits aiming instead.
Barrel going in to order that plant as well was very unnecessary.
Barrel was actually playing PvE the whole time, because he was killing barrels in the first part of the play, and then plants immediately afterwards.
Yep.
And in reality, I think the correct call was just to save the flash, because there's so little you can do there.
ShowMaker taking a lot of damage. There's the charm connecting, but Chovy's getting sleepy. I guess there is that, as aiming's going to move on over as well. Let's see whether they can land this sleep combo as Make It Rain comes down. Arrow going to be flashed there by Barrel very nicely. The bowling ball just barely making it all the way through as the bullet time is going to be channeled into Keenan. He just doesn't care. ShowMaker now dives into the thick of things, and Canyon's going to immediately make him regret it. And GenG can do no wrong in this fight as already the Rise is on the floor. Beryl's looking for this longer chain once again as Depth Charge is going to connect onto Chovy. Everyone's getting sleepy, but it doesn't seem to matter as the flash over from Ruler. It's vintage kiting here from the Ashes. He does go down immediately afterwards as the barrel not going to connect, but aiming is out of the fight, and GenG, they find a convincing one.
Coming up in about a minute. The opposite side.
There are things on the ground, and the arrow is going to connect there as Lucid. Not going to die just yet, and he is actually going to be able to walk his way out. Duro dies. I have no idea how that eventuated the way that it did, but nicely done there by DK.
Kills. And oh, Shiu does have flash, might have to use it here.
Yeah, he's going to get slowed down. The Stranglethorn's going to come down first just to get the mobility out, and then they're struggling to engage onto him and then find any joy because Aiming's very happy to pull the trigger at a moment's notice.
Lucid trying to stack his passive.
This barrel is so frightening. A hook going to go wide yet again. Beryl taking so much damage from the barrel. It's confusing to say, and the arrow is going to connect as well. He burns down, and GenG don't even need to commit to the fight, and Beryl's just dead.
It's just so difficult to approach against his composition, and GenG, Chovy.
Chovy does watch out, and he doesn't even say eat. He's absolutely fine. Heroic charge onto Shiu, who's now out of position. Stranglethorns to knock him up over and over again. As the Rip Carol flies in, Ruler with a volley to finish off the kill, and now that flank comes through. Lucid hit by that charm as these barrels are coming down, and the non-committal CC is just nutty from GenG here as Chovy dashes on forward, looks for ShowMaker now, who's taking so much. Another max range charm, and Chovy is going to add that injury to the insult. And Ruler's going to take another one.
I mean, honestly, like a big CC combo with the, oh no.
Okay, yeah, Shiu is in trouble. The arrow was to predict a flash that never actually eventuated, and then Duro just catches him in a just kind of evaporated.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like the final win con for D+ is like a big CC combo.
Or just him being sent home.
I don't get to finish my points. The dream of like a big sleep is dead.
You also
not going to happen.
Ruler has cleanse very soon.
Well, arrow is going to miss here, but the Stranglethorns does not, and there's another circle, the Venn diagram of death here from GenG as Lucid and Beryl are just dead before they can really do anything. I really...
The thing is, the other time with the Great Prediction, it wasn't a 3-0. What specifically about what led up to this point made him think 3-0?
All right, Hail Mary!
Maybe it's the turnaround as Ruler is going to flash. That puts him in pretty good position because there's a teleport coming on forward. That's going to be Chovy joining a 3-man Nah. But if it happens when nobody's watching, doesn't really happen as now Chovy's fighting ShowMaker. ShowMaker finds himself outnumbered as well. Heroic charge is gorgeous as they take down Lucid. And ShowMaker going golden in the nick of time. Chovy dashing away. And GenG, they leave Beryl up to go back and send a message to his people as they are now looking to take down the final Nexus in this series.
Just knocking on the doors now. The Bay's closed it out. GenG with such a dominant performance. Honestly, their best performance we've seen in the LCK Cup and coming at the perfect time when they need it. Beryl alone to try.
This is called peaking when you absolutely need to, as GenG will take down Nexus's 1 and 2. Duro dodging that hook beautifully with the heroic charge. And man, a clean 3-0. Nothing to see here. And what I would have said was who could have seen it coming?
You know, I feel like if there's a GenG fan who watched the first series of the LCK Cup and then went into a coma and woke up today, seamless, completely seamless, they'll just watch it and be like, wow, yeah, GenG, that's just GenG.
I think they'd still be a bit surprised though, because we're going into a grand final and it's not GenG versus T1.
That's true.
So they'd be like, wow, why isn't T1 in the final? That's probably what the coma patient would say, but this would not, like all of the drama leading up to this moment definitely would be lost.
I feel like that adds so much to GenG though. Overcoming the struggles.
Oh, look at